Hey YouTube, I'm Sanj. Welcome back to my channel Sanj Designs, where I'm building my dream 6-car garage. And in today's video I'm going to show you some really simple DIY solutions where you can install some mouldings around the garage or around the windows really effectively, really cheaply and really simply. Stay tuned. So welcome back guys. As you can see, garage still looking really nice. Paint's looking really good on it, and it's a lovely weekend, so I'm going to finish off the mouldings job today. So as I mentioned, I wanted the garage to look like the house, and as you can see here, we've got these mouldings around the windows. So what I'm going to do is replicate that. So back in the day, bear in mind it's an 1850s house, this would be solid sort of plaster or concrete. Quite difficult to handle, quite difficult to cut, and also very expensive. But things have changed now, and I'll show you. And what I've found after a bit of searching on the internet is some of this moulding. So what it actually is, believe it or not, it's polystyrene that's been coated in a really hard resin. So basically it gives you the lightness, it gives you the strength, but it's really, really easy to handle, and also it's not very expensive. So a 2 meter length was roughly about £22 for 2 meter length. So that's not really relatively expensive, but you can see it's a pretty good match to the existing moulding that I've got. So this is paintable, it's easy to cut, it's easy to stick on, and I'm going to show you the process as we go along. So what you can do is you can cut it, as I'll show you later, and then paint it whilst it's on the garage. But as you know, some of the videos you've seen before, I've got a Wagner 250 sprayer, so that's all set up ready to go. And what I've set up here, there's the Wagner, and what I've set up is a little paint station. So I've got half a set there and half a set there. So what I'm basically going to do is spray them all, and then I'm going to cut them, and if there's any little patches I can just touch them up with a paintbrush later on. So that is 2 coats of masonry paint, giving it a nice finish. Just going to let that dry now, and once that dried, we'll be ready to cut it. So next job is to basically paint these reveals, because I haven't done that yet. So it's going to be the same brilliant white Sandex to match the mouldings and also match the window frames as well. Okay, so installation is so simple. Same as you would with architrave. Get your length, offer it up to the wall, and then find the corner, mark it with a pen, and then don't forget to do the orientation of the cut. So it's going to be up there and then 45 degrees in that direction. So I've got my miter saw, it's already calibrated and checked. The mark is there, and I'm just going to use a line and cut 45 degrees in that direction. So we're just going to glue it on. I'm using some of this adhesive, hard as nails, recommended by the manufacturer. The important thing is it's exterior grade, and also it's solvent free, and it has to be solvent free, otherwise it will basically destroy the polystyrene. So I'm just going to dab some on, and then we're going to stick it onto the wall. I'm also just going to dab a little bit on the corner, Just make sure you get good adhesion on the corner. So that's on. So I'm going to do another 45 degree and work my way across and down all the way through the front of the garage. Okay, so here's something to be aware of. When you're installing mouldings or architraves, you obviously want to go from the thin bit to the thick bit. But the problem is here, when I go to the bottom bit, it needs to go that way. Can't really go that way because that will look awful. But the problem is when we go from here to here, you've got a bit of a gap there, so that doesn't look right. Now, I could, in theory, turn that the other way and do a 45 degree mitre, but this will be the wrong way, and half the internet will complain. So the solution is actually really simple. As I say, simplest solutions are always the best. What I've installed here, as you can see, is something called a plinth block. So it's exactly the same material, it's actually square. What it does, it allows you to change direction, so you go from thin to thick on the upside, and you go from thick to thin on the downside. So that's what we've installed there, a really simple plinth block, and that's just a top tip to get that idea working. Right, and just one final tip, when you're looking at joining two pieces together, whether it's architrave, coving, skirting board, it's tempting just to butt two end pieces together. And to be honest, it doesn't matter how good a blade you've got, you're never going to get a nice clean fit. So whether you're cutting anything, the important thing to do is do 45 and 45, inside and outside. And you'll always get a much cleaner, tidier finish whenever you do that. And always try and cut it in the direction that you're going to be looking at, so you don't tend to see the join. And even with a little bit of filler, it will look much neater than just having two bits butted together. Right, so that's the bulk of the mouldings done, but not quite finished, because what we need to make sure is in here is we put some sealant. Otherwise what's going to happen is water gets in there and then it starts to pour the actual adhesive, and especially when it's frosty, then what will happen is it will just pull all the mouldings off and it'll look awful. So I'm using an external frame sealant. Again, it's external grade and also it's solvent free. So we're going to use it all the way around the mouldings, anywhere there's water penetration, and that should basically finish the job nicely. So that's done, as you can see, it's all nicely sealed up. And all I'm going to just do is pop a little bit of filler in the joins just to finish that job. Okay guys, that's another job out of the way. I think it looks pretty good. I'm really pleased with it. Sort of matches the house. So let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos that we got coming up, and I'll see you next time.